Everyone, would you like to glow through your day? We're going to tell you how. You need our Glow Collagen. It is a type 1 collagen mixed with superfood antioxidants. It causes you to have more youthful skin, reduces wrinkles, strengthens your nails, and reduces cellulite. It also helps reduce joint stiffness and discomfort. So if you'd like your glow to get glowing, go to Linda's link and look at our collagen called Glow. See you later.
Introducing Time Stop, the revolutionary anti-aging facial cream. It's not greasy and it's not oily. Now you can get Time Stop with the benefits of Carbon Shield 60, which is 100 times more effective in removing free radicals than vitamin E. Add Time Stop to your cart and turn back the clock starting now. Oh my God, chaos. Chaos, right? Oh, there he goes, look. Look. Meanwhile, yesterday, those are the neighbors. What are you doing? Are you causing trouble? Max is causing trouble. Let's go over here and see what's happening. Now here are my trash cans. There he goes. He's gonna get himself a drink of water. He decided to get himself a little drink of water, didn't you, Max? Here I've got all these trash cans. Why? I'll tell you why. Come on, let's go over here on the porch that I fixed up. And this is what I did yesterday. So I think it looks pretty dang good, and I got it all set up yesterday. So we sit here, we look at the lake. Hey, hey, stop that. Come here. You want to come up here? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? You want to come up? Okay. I think that's what he wants. Here. God. Come here. How many? There's no way. Now he wants to be in my lap. That's the only place he wants to be is my lap. Yes, you could be in my lap. Come on, you want to get in my lap? Is that what you want? God, he's violent. He's violent. You're violent. He's just violent. He headbutts. Ah, that's right. No shoes. Friendly little dog. He is quite handsome. Look at that powerful neck. Well, hey everyone. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing tonight? I like to say that because that's what stand-up comedians and bands say at a nightclub. How's everybody doing tonight? Anyway, it's me, Snarky, and I've got a really big show for you today. First of all, you saw the intro with the dog and the trash cans and everything. So I have two stories to tell. And I want to make the point that this right here, me being outside with my doggie, is a form of meditation. And I have problems with the sun. My skin is pale, but I put on the dang hat, I put on the sunglasses and the jeans, and I go out there and I find things to do, and I have fun, and my house looks better. I don't really have to think of things to do because the county does that for me. And I don't know how many of you guys have a new trash company. See, this is the reason I'm bringing this up is because it showed up in my video, all these trash cans. I love trash cans. I have more trash cans than anybody. You can't have too many, I don't think, because you could stack them up and then pretty soon you're going to need another trash can for some kind of bullshit trash that they put out there. Anyway, I digress. I don't want to get irritated about it. Why? Because I'm ascending and I feel real good. So anyway, yeah, so I wanted to gather together the trash cans. Well, why would I do that? Well, because we have a new trash company. This is my life, people. We have a new trash company. The county has hired these people. They're like Nazis. I keep getting stickers on my trash cans. Listen, we can't take this trash. It doesn't have the Sarasota County written on it. So this trash can right here, I've had it for it. I paid a lot of money for this thing. Why? Because we have raccoons here. You've got to get the ones that are animal proof. You have to, and they cost more. So I've had this, it's held up really good. And so I noticed they were giving out Sarasota County trash cans, but they're exactly like the one I have. So I thought, well, I won't take one, because I already have exactly, they look exactly like this. I'm not even kidding. They're green, the same color, everything. They're the exact same trash can. So I come out, they've taken everybody's trash but mine. It's the exact, they couldn't have taken my, they can't say it won't fit in their emptying machine. Don't get me started on this. I'm not going to get started on this because this will take me into a bad place. Actually, this would have taken the old Linda into a bad place. But I thought, oh, well, screw it. It's one thing more I can do outside. So, yeah, they took everybody's trash from mine, and it had a big sticker on this is not the Sarasota County trash can. Well, I didn't know it had to say Sarasota County on the side. So I didn't get my trash picked up, and I had to wait for them to bring me one. I said, bring me two, if you're going to be that way about it. So now I have two of them. So now I have this one left over, and then this one, which now I'm putting my, well, actually, I cleaned this one up pretty good. This one goes on my back porch. And then I had another one that was, because they used to let us use any old freaking trash can we wanted to. Nobody came around with labels. So I figure I'm all good to go. I got the two trash cans, this and that and the other. I put them out. I come out, everybody's trash is taken but mine. And my two trash cans have big giant stickers on them that have, you must have at least 3 feet apart. At least 3 feet apart. We can't possibly pick up your trash if you don't have them 3 feet apart. Well, nobody told me that. So I got this huge sticker, 3 feet apart at all times, you cannot. So I'm like, okay, more trash rules. I guess I could see it. I could see it. We live in a hurricane area, and you wouldn't believe what the streets look like when, but we went from anything goes to Nazi Germany over here. Talk about Nazis. They're Nazis. There's my trash. I have more trash cans than anybody needs, but as I said, trash cans. You can't have too many. Because why? Because what could I have done with this trash can right here? I could have put brooms and mops in there and stored my brooms and mops, or put it in my shed and put my rakes and stuff in there, or put it in my office and put my tripods and stuff in there, my light things. There's 1,000 different things you can do with the trash can, so I'm not throwing these away by a long shot. But I had to clean them out and all that stuff, so that's why they're in the picture. Yeah, that's my trash can story. Anybody else got a new trash? Oh, I haven't even finished yet. That's right. Because we have a blue container that we're supposed to put cardboard things in, right? Before, it wasn't a problem. Oh, yeah, we would put our pizza boxes and stuff in there. Nobody cared before. Suddenly, I get another great big label. So I guess I'm just a scofflaw of the neighborhood because I've had labels put on all my trash. And now I have to be so careful. Go out there, make sure that the Sarasota is on the side, make sure they're 3 feet apart, make sure that anything in my recycle one doesn't have any violations in it. Otherwise, they will not pick it up. So, so that's the end of that story. So this is a big deal. Like, it takes up a lot of my time. Now, this is truly a funny story. You see this right here? I had to do this. First of all, what if just on a whim, Max tries to get under there? Well, I don't want that. There could be a snake under there, literally. So, no. But I didn't really give it too much thought until I went out one evening, it was dusk, and I put Max down. Well, little did I didn't even see it. There was a rabbit right there, because when I put him down, it was like a mechanical toy. It just took off. He did. Just took off, chasing that rabbit. Well, the rabbit started, excuse my language, fucking around with him. And so the rabbit went whoosh around the shed, just around this side and the back and around the shed. And Truman. Oh, Truman. And Max went right after him. And what happened was the rabbit stopped here and was waiting for Max to come. And Max went around the corner and passed the rabbit, and then the rabbit went in the other direction. And they were going around and around that way. The rabbit was totally fucking with him. Max is fast, though. But it must have been 15, 20 minutes they went around and around that shed until finally the rabbit went under the fence and got out, and Max was stuck at the fence. So every day, Max comes out and looks for that rabbit. So what I was afraid of was the rabbit was going to go under there, and there would have been no time to stop him. I wouldn't have been able to stop Max from going under there. So the trash can situation, I embraced it. Plus, I'm outside in the sun, and I take breaks to swing on my swing and download as much sun as I can in through my as many upgrades and light as I can in through my crown chakra and down my spine and into the ground for the tree. And so we can go back and forth on that one. So I get all this stuff done and this ascension done, and I get in the flow outside, and it shifted everything about my life, really. Max loves it outside. He would like to spend all day outside. I hope I've gotten it, danger-proof, except this. This came swooping. I don't know if that's a hawk or what, but it came swooping down and landed on the fence and was looking around back and forth. And it's kind of scary. So I don't know. When I saw that, I took him inside. So there's dangers out there. You got to be careful when you have a little dog like Max. It's kind of like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. Everything you have is right there. You just need to rediscover it. And I strongly urge people to, even if they live in an apartment or something, do you have a porch you can make into a little sanctuary? Because that's what I'm doing. It's right before the, we call them snowbirds. They come down. I don't know whether they're going to come. They should be down here pretty soon. I think they say usually after Thanksgiving it gets real crowded. But right now I have the whole lake to myself. And so, seasonally you can watch out for those things too. Like, where in the yard is it mostly private? Or what can I do to privatize my porch more? Or, where can I go where there's a park or something? Because if you do that, things are going to come before you and you're going to get lost in the flow. And that's when you're closest to source. And that's when you're getting your upgrades. It's a vibration or a frequency, just like love is a frequency. And when you're out there doing these things, you're less judgmental, you're less all the things that are keeping you from walking hand in hand with Source. And I find it a beautiful experience, whether I'm cleaning out trash cans, watching my dog get harassed by a rabbit. That was so funny. I wish I got that on video. Taking pictures, drawing. I started drawing yesterday. Just all kinds of things have opened up to me, which I would have never thought of if I hadn't walked out the back door. By the way, I was on the swing with Max, but I saw this. I was on the swing and I saw this. And of course I wear glasses, so I couldn't quite tell what it was. So I went and got my camera and took a picture of it. So, I mean, my back, you see the fence, you see where he is. The only thing is, it's a deep drop. Like there's not a ledge there that this thing can climb up on. It would have to come all the way up into the grass to find that, because it's a deep drop. I know that from the guys who did the dock, worked on the dock. But I decided to get in a little closer. He looks nice. He looks friendly, right? Yeah, he looks like a nice guy. Look, he's just like, dear, he's looking right at me. They have this big nub on the end of their noses. Scary. So here I want to play a little bit of Alan Watts. Now, I know I played some Buddhist stuff on my last one. I found that my friend John didn't like it. I wasn't quite sure why you didn't like it, John. I'm going to address that on my McAllister TV, because I have a second part to my viewer mail. There's more viewer mail. But anyway, Alan Watts, I like him. And as far as Buddhism goes, it's a philosophy, and this too shall pass. It's just a truth that needs reminding. This too shall pass. Well, we're going through something right now that seems never ending, but it's going to pass, because everything does. It has to go in cycles. This too shall pass. So that means all the good stuff, there'll be a time in the far away future where will that pass too? Well, maybe, but maybe not back to what it was. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that will pass, into better and better things.
You see, there's something rather peculiar that happens when you begin to wake up. When you stop playing the game quite so seriously, when you see through the great cosmic joke of it all, you become, how shall I put it, inconvenient. You become an irritation to those who are still fast asleep, still clutching desperately to their roles, their masks, their carefully constructed sense of who they think they are. It's not that you're trying to bother anyone. Quite the opposite. You're simply being. You're breathing. You're walking through life with a certain lightness, a certain freedom. But that very freedom, that very peace you carry, it disturbs something in others. It rattles their cages. And they don't even know why. Have you noticed this? You walk into a room perfectly calm, perfectly friendly, and someone looks at you as if you've just insulted their entire family. You haven't said a word. You haven't done anything wrong. But your very presence seems to set off some invisible alarm in their nervous system. What's happening here? Why does your peace make them so uncomfortable? Why does your refusal to play the social games cause such strange reactions? Well, let me tell you what's really going on. When you awaken, when you see through the illusion of the separate self, when you stop identifying with the ego and all its desperate demands, you become a mirror. And mirrors, as you know, can be terribly uncomfortable things. They show people what they don't want to see. Not because you're judging them, not because you're trying to make them feel bad, but simply because you exist in a different way now. You're not playing by the old rules. And that makes the ego in others very, very nervous. So let's talk about the 5 ways people's egos will react to your awakening. Not so you can feel superior, mind you. That would just be your own ego sneaking back in through the side door. But so you can understand what's happening. So you can respond with compassion instead of confusion. So you can continue to walk your path without being thrown off by these reactions. When you stop defending yourself, when you stop justifying your choices, when you simply say no without a paragraph of reasons, something strange happens. People get upset. They demand explanations. They want you to prove that you have a good reason for living the way you live. You see, the ego loves to judge. It loves to evaluate, to measure, to determine whether someone else's choices meet its approval. And when you refuse to play this game, when you don't offer your life up for inspection, the ego feels robbed. It feels as though you're being rude, unfair, even arrogant. But here's the thing. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your existence. You don't need permission to be. You don't have to justify your peace, your choices, your way of moving through the world. When you're asleep, you probably spent enormous amounts of energy trying to make others understand you, trying to prove that you were living correctly. But now you've seen through that trap. When people sense that you've found something, some kind of peace or clarity they haven't found, they often can't resist testing it. It's like when you tell someone you're not bothered by something, and they immediately try to bother you about that very thing. They poke, they prod, they say things designed to get a reaction. Why do they do this? Because the ego in them wants to prove that you're just pretending. It wants to show that underneath your calm exterior, you're just as anxious, just as reactive, just as trapped as they are. If they can get you to break, to lose your composure, to snake back at them, then they can dismiss what you represent. They can go back to sleep feeling justified. You might find people bringing up old arguments, mentioning things they know used to upset you, creating situations designed to push your buttons. A colleague at work might suddenly start criticizing everything you do. A family member might bring up that one topic they know always started fights. A friend might make comments about how you've changed, how you're not fun anymore, how you take yourself too seriously, or not seriously enough. Something about your energy, your way of being, makes them squirm. Why? Because consciousness is contagious. When you're present, when you're not caught up in the constant chatter of the mind, when you're simply being, it creates a space of stillness, a space of awareness. And in that space, other people's ego chatter becomes suddenly very loud to them. They become aware, even if just slightly, of the noise in their own heads. They become aware of their own anxiety, their own restlessness, their own constant need to be somewhere else, doing something else, being someone else. Your peace mirrors their chaos. Your stillness reflects their agitation. And instead of using this as an opportunity to question their own way of being, the ego's first instinct is to blame you for making them uncomfortable. It's your fault they feel this way. You're too serious. You're too calm. You're too quiet. Something must be wrong with you if you're not as anxious and busy and worried as they are. You might notice people don't want to sit with you in silence. They fill every gap with chatter. They ask you what you're thinking, what's wrong, why you're so quiet. They interpret your presence as judgment when it's simply presence. They project onto you their own discomfort with stillness, with silence, with simply being.
So this was one of the photos that I got. I just have a little, what's the name of this camera? It's called Cool Pix. COOLPIX. I've had it forever. I don't know when I actually purchased this, but it was quite a while ago. I've got it on autofocus, and I've been using it for years and gotten some really great. I took all those pictures that you've been looking at with the same old Nikon camera. Cool pics. That's the name of it. So here's one picture I got of the moon. Here's another one. I'm not using a tripod. Do I have a tripod? Yeah. But, you know, it's like I got too many things to do to be messing around with a tripod. I just pick up the camera and try to be as still as I possibly can, and this is what happens. Now, considering what I just told you, this one came out pretty good. It's pretty crystal clear, but the glow is what I'm looking at. Now, so I'm always out there taking pictures of the moon. If I see a good moon, I'll go out and take pictures of it. And this does happen, but sometimes it's hard to get a picture of the moon. But these came out pretty good. This is a September moon. Now, I'm still using my cool pics, but I just, you know, was trying to stay as still as I possibly could and get as close. But look, yeah, I think I see a few reptilians on there. No, seriously. I have other pictures like this, but it always amazes me that from those other pictures to this, what happened? How come suddenly I'm getting this? And the next picture went back to this. There's 6 of them. The next one came out like this with this purple orby thing in front of it. So when you're using one of these fun older cameras and you're trying to be the tripod and you're trying to get as close as you possibly can, a lot of times you get off center. But this is the last picture I did, and it came out with this detail on it. So I think it's fascinating. The moon was supposedly opening a portal. I mean, this was a portal that had upgrades that came from it. You could go online and just search. So I think that is going to be part of working with the med beds, that we need to have upgrades done to our DNA before we can use the med beds. They also talk a lot about fasting, along with the upgrades, that your body needs to be clean. As I said in one of my videos recently, I don't advocate anybody do any kind of long fasting more than a day. And that's only if you have done the skipping of the breakfast and you seem to be okay with that. But I highly recommend that people talk to their doctors, go, to someone. Meanwhile, so now I'm going to actually read a little bit from this book. This book is called How to Live 365 Days a Year. And I bought it in 1999 at a thrift shop. It was first printed in 1954, and this book, which was the last printing of it, according to this book, 1955. So the woman who had this book before me, it was 1993, Irene S. Sutton. Now, she's written all in this book. And the interesting thing to me is I know Irene's story. Her husband, and the man who wrote it is John A. Schindler, MD, chairman of the Department of Medicine, the Monroe Clinic, Monroe, Wisconsin. And Irene's husband had passed away, and she was having a hard time. This is all written in the side areas of the book. And this book helped her immensely. And she's written all throughout it, underlined things, circled things. So I love this book. But the main thing about this book is it talks about something that nobody talks about that is extremely relevant right now. It's called EII, Emotionally Induced Illness, okay? And he says right here, this book is dedicated to the unsung magnificence of ordinary people. Let me say that again. This book is dedicated to the unsung magnificence of ordinary people like you and me. I'm saying that. It says, who from Paleolithic caves to modern assembly lines have shown the courage to endure and the determination to make the best of it. The courage to endure has helped people through woe piled on woe, defeat added to defeat, difficulty after difficulty. The determination to make the best of it has answered the dirges of ill winds with lilting, jigging tunes, as illuminated dark moments with cheerful, hopeful quips, has helped people grow better as situations grow worse. Now, Irene has underlined all of this. This is very important. Number one, this is what she wrote. Number one, the courage to endure. Woe piled on woe. Defeat added to defeat. Difficulty after difficulty. Number two, and answer the dirge with lilting tunes and a determined attitude to make the best of what is. Illuminate your dark moments with hopeful, cheerful quips and grow better as situations get worse. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, isn't it? Now, these are the chapter headings. I'm going to refer to this book a lot in my videos. Part one, I think it's always good to read the chapter headings before you start reading the book so you know what you're in for and you can kind of map your way through it. Part one, how your emotions make you ill. Well, we're looking at that right now, aren't we? It's in the social forum. It's in the public forum right now, how people's emotions are making them ill. Part two, how to cure your emotionally induced illness. That's it. Okay? Part one and part two. So if you look inside part one and part two, how your emotions make you ill, your emotions produce most of your physical disease. That's chapter one. Chapter two is how your emotions produce illness through your nervous system. Number three is how emotional overbreathing affects you. Number four, these are chapters, how your emotions produce disease through your glands. Number five, good emotions are your best medicine. And number six, your fundamental and your superficial emotions. Your fundamental and your superficial emotions. So that's 6 chapters in part one. In part two, you've got chapter 7. You can achieve emotional stasis. Isn't that what we're after? Taking our emotions out of it. How to develop emotional stasis. 12 important, this is chapter 8, how to develop emotional stasis. So we've got 7. You can achieve emotional stasis. Chapter 8, how to develop emotional stasis. Chapter 9, 12 important principles to make your life richer. Number 10, achieving emotional stasis in the family. Chapter 11, how to attain sexual maturity. God only knows the world needs that one. 12, what to do when your work is giving you the jitters. 13, meeting the aging years. 14, the fulfillment of your 6 basic needs. 15, here is your final blueprint. And so, this book has helped me throughout all these years. Bought it in 1999, haven't gotten rid of it since. And as you know, I underline and dog-ear pages as well. I'm going right to chapter 4 here. Why? Because I'll tell you in a minute. How your emotions produce disease through your glands. It's not your nerves. You know how they call everything a nervous breakdown and nervous condition? I'm all nerves. My nerves are in a terrible condition. I'm just a bundle of nerves. If my nerves were only better. So this is addressing that. But I think what's really, really interesting, and I wanted this to be one of my first readings from it, actual readings. So he's going through all of the things that your glands do. And then he gets to this one. They aren't numbered. They just have arrows next to them. The adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH. It says ACTH of the pituitary gland does not act directly on the body, but on the adrenal glands, stimulating the latter to produce cortisone, which acts on the body in many remarkable ways. However, since cortisone is produced under the stimulation of ACTH, we will refer to its action as being that of ACTH. Well, what do you think that is? Adrenocorticotropic. What do you think that is? So it says right here, for instance, a patient may be sick with a severe lobar pneumonia. His temperature is 105 Fahrenheit. His face is flushed. His lips are blue. His respiration is rapid. He has a stabbing pain in the chest. He is tired and exhausted and aches all over. The skin is dry and the tongue is furred. The eyes are glassy. If the doctor gives him sufficient ACTH intravenously, within a matter of a few hours, the temperature is normal, the flush is gone, the pain is gone, the tiredness is gone. He breathes easily. He feels strong. He can walk around with ease and eat a good meal. He looks as though he'd never been sick. And one would say, looking at him, that he is cured. So the glands, the point I'm trying to make is this emotional stasis is how they control us. And to a certain extent, talking about this ACTH, this almost sounds like Frankenstein. Somebody's dead, you can jerk her back to life with this. And we know that the elite use these things to their advantage, I guess is what I really want to say. So it's important for us to know about these things. These things are making us sick while they're getting healthy off of it, I guess is what I'm really trying to say. And I'm going to go through this whole book, but I want to start with chapter 5. Good emotions are your best medicine. Good emotions are the best medicine. In the few years since medical men have began to understand the mechanism of functional disease, they have been so occupied with telling us the bad effects of the wrong emotions that they have neglected to stress the effects of the good emotions. These last are just as beneficial to the person having them as the wrong emotions are detrimental. So your cure for emotionally induced illnesses, EII, is good emotions. As a matter of fact, the good emotions are the greatest power for your good health that we know anything about. And remember, we have glands that can completely change, that are producing things, if they're healthy, to bring people literally from the brink of death back to life. Okay, that's what's inside of us. That's what we produce. That's how incredible our bodies are. As a matter of fact, the good emotions are the greatest power for your good health that we know anything about. Food, yes, it's important, but if you eat good, healthy food and you're in a bad emotional state, that your body will turn that food into poison. Eric mentions this, and almost every health expert knows this, organic health. As a matter of fact, good emotions are the greatest power for your good health that we know anything about. The only medicines we have whose power is comparable to the power of good emotions are the antibiotics, such as penicillin, on the other hand, and ACTH and cortisone on the other. So the usefulness of ACTH and cortisone are limited by their possible bad effects. We have not learned to give ACTH or cortisone without producing the ill effects of ACTH stress disease. Well, I'm not going to read that. As a matter of fact, the good emotions are the greatest power for your good health that we know anything about. Now, this gets into, cortisone, a lot of other things. It says the body knows the secret of optimal hormone balance. We do not. But there is one way you have of achieving optimal hormone balance. That is to provide your body with the stimulus of the pleasant and cheerful group emotions. The physiological effects of the good emotions are just as great in the right direction as the effects of the bad emotions are in the wrong direction. The medicinal value of good emotions cannot be overestimated. The powerful effect of good emotions, it goes deeper to explain how these good emotions work miracles. And so I'm going to end on that. This book, How to Live 365 Days, it's a book that I've gotten so much help from, and I want to share it with you. And apparently I'm not the only one. Irene, who lost her husband, really, I wonder about Irene and where she is and if she's still alive, but she's written such poignant things in the areas outside the text that it really adds to the book. And as you see, it's still in my possession. So this is one of those, I don't know what you call them, clips or whatever, short clips or whatever. Anyway, I'll have to move it around. It won't go smaller. Say goodbye to high cholesterol and high blood sugar. Now, this is from Chef Ricardo. And one of the things I like about Chef Ricardo is he has tons of teas and tonics that are natural. I think he's Jamaican, but don't quote me on that. He has an accent. No, I don't know that. But I think I've seen that he's written Jamaica in his... he has a lot of Jamaican recipes, let's put it that way. And he is always making things that his grandmother made to cure them when they were little. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video for you. I'm going to probably edit it to make it shorter, and I'll put Chef Ricardo. These people that I feature, all of my favorite channels are down at the bottom of the page of my description. So I'll put it in the description, but then also I will move him permanently down to the bottom of the page. So, because his information is invaluable. This is another way that you can begin to sort of quasi-fast, if you want to call it intermittent fasting, you could call it that. You're not doing a full fast, but what you're doing is you're doing little fasts all through the week. No, that's not proper English. You're doing little tiny fasts throughout the week, meaning skipping breakfast every day, or doing maybe a day where you drink liquids and then you have some tonics at night before you go to bed, and then the next day you start up eating again with fruits and salads and stuff. So that's a program of cleansing, intermittent fasting. And I'll talk more about this when we get into the Arnold Ehret stuff. So check out Chef Ricardo.
2, 3, 4, 5.5 cloves of garlic. That's what we're going to be using tonight. Okay. Now, high cholesterol is a very, very big one. Massive one. All right. So, and I'm going to be giving you one of those kind of recipe tonight, which is going to help you to lower your cholesterol as much as you can. You can't drink if it's 2 nights or 3 nights. You have to drink if it's about 30 nights. At least a month. Also, we're going to give you what do you call it? For the blood sugar, we're going to give you that one also. Let's see how it is. Okay, so this is how it goes. Simple. This is very good, guys. Yeah, see, very good. Garlic is amazing. So you want to crush the garlic like this. All right, lovely. Put this aside. Yeah. This is my book, From Poverty to Purpose, Chef Ricardo Secret Recipes to Success. It's available on Amazon. Okay. Now, we're still making the announcement same way. If we can get 500,000 people to donate $10 or £10 to the Jamaican government, Jamaica can build back. That's the medium-sized cup, what we are going to use to make this beautiful cup of tea this evening. All right. Hot water. This tea is also very good for the liver, detoxing the liver also. Yeah, man. So we have 1 cup of water in the pot, and then what we're going to do, we're going to put 1 cinnamon stick in the water like that. Okay? Yeah. Now, this tea is also very good for cholesterol, if you have high cholesterol. All right. Also, we're going to put a little bit of a cinnamon powder inside of it. Now, what I'm going to do is turn off the cooker. Okay? Then we're going to get the good garlic and just put it inside of it like this. Roughly about 4.5 cloves of garlic inside of it. Crush the garlic and leave it for a couple of minutes for it to dissolve. Then you want to drink that. Now, if you have high cholesterol, I recommend this to you. If you have any pharmacy of high sugar level, I recommend this to you. Boosts your immune system, I recommend this to you, and the list goes on. Okay? Fight infection, the list goes on. All of these things right here. This is it right here. So as you can see, the recipe is very simple. Okay?
So I hope you guys enjoyed that little video. I want to piggyback off Chef Ricardo and say that all of these teas and tonics and things that he has are from his grandmother. I believe he's from Jamaica. And she cured the whole family of everything and lived to be like over 100 and was running down the beach and stuff, according to him. Anyway, all these tonics and stuff are things I'm familiar with. And he's just very good at coming up with recipes that are, it's not just that they're healthy, it's that they're medicinal. And so Chef Ricardo's link will always be at the bottom of my description, where I have a bunch of links of my favorite YouTubers and channels and things. So I hope you enjoyed that, and stay tuned for more about good emotions, healthy eating, and all kinds of other things to make your life easier. And Max and I are signing off.